The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Shawn.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. I'm back.
Hey,
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's June. It's the 14th. And look at that. 5:29 in the morning. I'm back. And we're 1 minute early.
I declare this Welcome Back Shawn Day. I'm so excited to have you.
Yes, I'm excited to be back. That first alarm hit a little hard this morning.
Yeah.
Haven't set an alarm in like 4 or 5 days. Forget what it was. I don't know. But
but it was good.
That's right. Walked over, no bears, got a coffee. Feeling great, mate.
Hey.
Back in Saskatchewan. I come back with an accent.
Aussie accent over there. Alrighty. Well, welcome back, Shawn. I'm excited for the show today. I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I have zero map sense. Like, where you're the map guy, I'm like, I must have a GPS to get across town. I don't look at a map beforehand because it's not going to help me. Like, just...
You're going to forget it all.
Yeah, I need my phone to tell me when to turn, and that's when I'm going to turn.
Jeez,
and if I've typed in the wrong address, well, I'm ending up the wrong address.
This is like what not to say to a map snob over here. I'm just like, ugh, how are we even friends right now?
Yeah, you're like, ugh, I'm driving every time we ever go together then. So on Sunday, I was down in the city, and my phone, I had used it to GPS. I was like buying like stuff from IKEA and just all these different places. And all of a sudden, my phone was near dead, and I needed to get home. I needed the GPS. Oh my goodness. So I'm freaking out.
Just drive north. You'll eventually get there.
You know what? That makes sense after you get to Wandering River and there's nowhere else to go but north.
True. There's like no turnoffs.
Yeah. Before then, it's anybody's game.
Okay.
So I start looking around for a phone charger. My phone says it has 5% left. Ooh. I run into Lowe's. I'm like, why I went into Lowe's, I'm not sure, but I thought they'll probably have one at the counter.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, they didn't. And
in the whole place?
In the whole place, there was no little phone charger kiosk.
All right, write that one down.
So then I was like, I need gas. I'll get gas across the parking lot at the Shell, and I'll grab a phone charger there. Of course, I'll pay way more than normal for it, but that's fine. Go into Shell. They don't have any phone chargers. Yeah, isn't that very confusing?
Ugh, hate the city.
Right?
Come on.
They've got nothing I need.
A country gas station would have a phone charger.
Exactly. So I am searching around the parking lot, and I see like a Marshall's, like a Winners type store.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I was like, you know what? That is where I'm going to get one. It's probably on that crazy rack of things that you don't need on your way out while you're waiting in the till line. So the phone charger I got, it was $21.
Love that.
But it has vegan leather wrapped around it in a unicorn sparkle pattern. And it works great.
Went back home to Regina for a wedding over the weekend, and one of my main concerns leading up to it was how was I going to travel with my suit?
Yeah, and a lot of options that you considered were like basically wearing it there on the plane so it didn't get ruined, folded in your carry-on, and then wearing it back home on the plane as well. So you're just going to live in your suit for 3 days.
Yeah, because usually I've driven home, but this is the first time I've ever flown home, and especially for a wedding, bringing a suit, never done that before. And a lot of people gave a lot of amazing responses when we asked last week leading up to my trip. And what I ended up doing was I found a nice little YouTube video on how to fold the suit into my little carry-on.
You're kidding!
And just easily pack it that way so I didn't have to worry about any of the other things. So you just pop the shoulders out, do this and that, and then you can fold it in. Boom, there you go. But I wasn't the only one. Apparently, it was a hot weekend for weddings in Regina because on not only the flights to Regina, but coming back all along the way, I saw so many different variations of what people were doing with suit bags.
And were they hanging them up in this closet that some listeners shared with us?
Yeah, the closet exists. The closet exists at the front. Wedding dresses and suits were in definitely all the cabin and the flight attendants gear and stuff was in there. People were folding them and just trying to stuff them into the overhead. I was like,
dear.
I would not want to do that.
Yeah.
But then the other one I saw was just the coat hanger that you have with it, and then you just hook it into the pouch in front of you on your seat, and then it just kind of dangles at your knees. So again, wouldn't want to do that either. That's annoying well, I guess the flights weren't too long. But
yeah,
still
but that's still blocking your like TV and stuff like that.
Yeah, so there was a lot of different variations, but I think the way I did it, just a neat fold that you found on YouTube and putting it in my suitcase, my carry-on, was the way to go because the suit still looked pristine and I didn't have to worry about tucking it away anyway.
Yeah, or accidentally grabbing somebody else's.
Hey, there we go. That would have been terrible.
So I've been chatting about this little cottage I bought in Athabasca. And you know when you're cleaning out other people's stuff, you're like, ugh, it just feels gross, you know? You're like, I don't know who you were, but I don't like touching your stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I do that even with my own mess. I was like, what was I thinking a year ago? What is this?
What is this gross stuff? So on Saturday, I was cleaning out the bottom junk drawer kind of their kitchen.
Yeah. Miscellaneous. Everything's in there.
Yeah. First thing I found was some old fuses for like an old electrical system.
Okay.
That basically they kind of look like light bulbs that you screw in and the fuse blows.
Yeah.
And I was like, we got an inspection. If we have an old fuse box, I'm going to freak out. Thank goodness.
Joy.
This was somebody's very old junk drawer. Then as I continue to look, I see all these tiny little things that look like they possibly could be bugs. And
love that.
I was like, no, what are we infested with? But I later found a seed packet that had a tear in it.
Okay, yeah. That's
Thank
great.
And then I found this Ziploc bag with a paper towel inside it and something in the paper towel like you couldn't see in at all. And I was like, do I open this or do I just throw it away?
Oh.
And then I considered
Curiosity for sure, right?
Right. I said to my husband, I was like, maybe I should bring this to the station for Shawn to open on Tuesday morning.
What? How is that the thought that goes through your mind?
I just wanted to see what you would think. I didn't bring it. I got brave.
Like, no, I'm back on holidays again. See you later.
Got brave and I opened it myself. And it was just like, it was a bag of split peas.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe they had, dunked their phone in water and were trying to like air it out and that was just the bag that they kept for when that happened often. Or maybe if I dug further into the split peas, I would have found the crown jewels. I'm not sure, but I threw it out.
I'm happy for you for being brave over there. Thank you.
Thank you. I deserve a medal, Shawn.
Royalty was in the Edmonton airport when I was flying out on Friday.
Was it like Prince Charles, Prince William?
There was
Meghan and Harry?
A morning radio host from Fort McMurray in the... No, I'm kidding.
Pardon me.
Leon Draisaitl.
Oh, I know that name. I've heard he's one of the best players in the NHL, though he can't win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Oh, deep cuts over there.
Sorry.
Steph said it, not me. Leon Draisaitl, he was from the Edmonton Oilers. He was in the airport, and he was in the normal line, like getting his bags checked and everything.
Yeah.
He's making like $10 million a year. You think he'd be in the priority kind of line, going through Air Canada, just going through the whole line? No, he was just like all of us peasants, going back and forth, back and forth.
Times are tough, Shawn. He probably had to pay for gas to get there.
Yeah, and it was hilarious. So he was there. I saw Leon Draisaitl go all throughout the airport security, and I also saw the Oilers' backup goalie as well, Mikko Koskinen.
Wow!
And when I got dropped off at the airport, we parked right beside this other vehicle, and then as this other vehicle was unloading at the same time I was, all of a sudden I saw one Oiler bag, and then another hockey bag, and then another hockey bag. All three hockey bags branded Oilers, and then just like a bunch of like goalie sticks kind of wrapped up and packaged together. I was like, oh, I wonder if like the Oilers had like their exit interviews on like Thursday, and then the coaches just told them to go have a good off season kind of thing. Because then they just started filtering. So many Oilers were at the airport Friday morning, just kind of going out and doing their thing. And the funny thing was, so like Leon Draisaitl has a contract for like the next 10 years with the Oilers.
Whoa!
So he just has all of his vacation stuff with him. Whereas Mikko Koskinen's the backup goalie, his contract expired. He hasn't been extended, and so he had all of his stuff with him. He's like, I might not be coming back here.
That's so sad. It's like walking out of the office with a cardboard box.
Yeah, essentially, he had 3 hockey bags and he just signed with the team yesterday, I think.
Okay.
He's not playing in the NHL anymore. He signed over in Switzerland.
You're kidding.
He got a little demotion.
But now maybe he gets to be the main goalie, or is he still a backup goalie?
We'll find out. Anyways, probably actually we'll never hear from him again. But
had an afternoon nap yesterday, and when I woke up, my house could have been classified as a sauna.
Yeah.
It was 85 in there.
Ooh,
it was so hot.
It's cooking. I like that.
Yeah. And then, you know what? I didn't think to turn on the air conditioner. I thought, I want some ice
Your brain
cream.
was too fried at the moment.
I can think of nothing else but cooling my insides down. I need some ice cream. So,
Okay, great.
got myself a bowl of ice cream. It was not cold enough. I was just like, this is mediocre at best.
Eating soup?
No. I went in the freezer and grabbed some ice cubes and put them in my ice cream to try and cool it down.
Wow, your brain was really fried.
It really was, because then you get watery ice cream. Who wants that?
Oh my goodness.
Wasn't great. Wouldn't recommend.
Did you wake up after? What other decisions did you do during the day? This is great.
Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll find out some more decisions when I get home later. I'll be like, who put this here? What's the coffee in the freezer?
Watery super ice cream. Oh.
Gross.
Do we have a car guy? I remember like a months ago we were like, hey, we need to make a list of like studio guy, car guy, hospital guy, like all the people just to call. Did we ever find one?
No, I don't think anyone volunteered for the job.
I need one right now because as I was driving home, I was away visiting home. On my drive back from Edmonton to Fort McMurray, my check engine light started blinking.
Blinking?
Yeah, and that means that something serious is going down.
Oh my goodness. Did you check your manual or how'd you figure that out?
Well, I was driving and then I was just like, I'll deal with it when I get back because, I mean, I got to get back. It was last night that it happened. And you know what happens when, at least in my car, I have a Hyundai Elantra.
A Hyundai? What happens?
It limits how fast. It's like it goes into safety mode. And so I couldn't drive like over, my RPMs couldn't go over 2,000.
Oh, no.
And my car couldn't go over like 95 kilometers per hour.
You were everybody's favorite car on the highway.
I was so embarrassed on my drive home. It's probably like totaled now. I probably just like bunged it real up.
Yeah, you probably blew out your engine or something.
But no, I think that's what safety mode comes into hand.
Okay.
But it would usually take me over 4 hours to get home from Edmonton. Took me over 5 hours.
Oh, ouch.
And it was the most embarrassing part was going up hills because I couldn't rev over 2,000 RPM. And so it would be at 2,000 RPM and I'd be going 95 going into the hill. And by the time I got up to the hill, like on that drive home, I'd probably be going around like 80 or so. People were just passing me like crazy. I was putting on my four-ways like something was wrong. I was like, don't look at me when you pass me. But anyway, so I might be looking for a new car now.
Something was definitely wrong, Shawn.
Yeah, I don't know. I need a car guy.
Yeah, somebody, if you are a car person, we
You're
need
a
a
mechanic.
resident. Yeah, somebody, give us a call. What do you
Take
think
my
is
money and fix my car.
780-791-1037.
I had a viral moment happen on my airplane ride from Calgary to Edmonton, a quick 30-minute plane ride that I didn't bring out my phone for.
Wow, the restraint.
I wasn't the paparazzi here, but it was all so wild. So I was sitting near the back of the plane in one row. I was sitting window seat on the left side, two seats per side.
Okay.
So 4 across, aisle down the middle. So one row in front of me. And then all the way on the other side, the other window seat.
Yep.
There was a man who just wasn't wearing his mask on the plane before we were about to take off. So then the flight attendants come over and they're just like, hey, sorry, like these are the rules from Canada Air Transport Agency, TSA. You have to wear your mask during the flight over your nose and under your chin unless snacks stuff, which is bizarre, but we're not even going to go into that. And then the man was just making a mockery of it. He's probably in his 50s, 40s. And he was just like mocking the flight attendant, saying how he had to put his mask on. Mm-hmm. And then as the flight attendants were walking away, he just started cursing at them and saying like what a joke this is. And then the lady who was sitting beside me in the aisle, again, we're like 2 people away from each other, so we're right close to each other. The lady beside me was like, hey, have some respect. Like, none of us want to like go through all this hardship. Like, the flight attendants didn't make the rules. Have some respect. Then the man started cursing at the lady beside me, calling her all the nastiest words that I cannot repeat here.
Yeah.
And then, so once the man started cursing out the lady, then other people around us started chiming in and being like, hey, buddy, you better calm down. Then he starts cursing at everyone else on the plane, telling him, like, we need to just, like, anyways. So...
This
happens right before we're about to take off. So we don't take off. And then the flight attendants, I think right when the man started getting irate with the flight attendants, they made the call to the police to say, like, come get this guy.
Yeah.
And then all this other stuff was happening like a couple minutes afterwards. So then the flight attendants were just doing like some make good. Like, I think they were walking up and down pretending to like do things. And like, hey, we're just going to take off in a little second. We just need to make some notes of this and that. And then all of a sudden, it must have been like 7 minutes later, the police police arrived there.
Whoa.
And they came and they just took the guy off the plane because he couldn't act like an adult. He was making a mockery and acting like a child when all he had to do was slide a mask over his mouth.
Wow. So, okay, this is the scary part to me, though. Like, if he was all the way at the back of the plane, was he then cursing on his way out of the plane with the police? Like, I feel like you could do a lot of damage flailing your arms if you were really angry and people are just strapped into their seats and can't move.
Yeah. He was surprisingly, like, nonchalant. Like, maybe he got put into his place once he saw that the police were coming. He's like, what did I do? What was that? I didn't do anything. And then he didn't, like, cause a scene or anything. Like, we're just going to tell you off the plane, but just come with us here. So I hope he like rented a car and drove to Edmonton because sucks to suck, buddy.
So I think book talk is really cool. It's basically like TikTok, but for book lovers.
Yeah, the algorithm kind of sets you where you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. So people will recommend books, talk about, like inside niche jokes about the books they've been reading.
Online book club.
Yeah, but now they came out with this hashtag read and return challenge, which is like great for libraries. Mm-hmm. But the video shows you how to do a loophole in Amazon's return policy.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, you buy a book for an e-reader, read it as quickly as you can, and then return it.
Yeah.
But... hello, that's kind of stealing. Like, you don't get to read the magazine before you buy it. You don't get to read somebody's book and then give it back to them.
What do you mean?
You can do that at the library. You can't do that with real books.
Oh.
So the authors are getting, like, sometimes owing Amazon money because people are...
It's coming back to the authors.
Yes, people are buying their book, reading it, and then returning it, and then buying the next one in the series, reading it, and returning it. How awful.
Yeah, got to take their books off Amazon, I guess.
Yeah, so these authors are speaking out like, hey, you're actually costing me money and I worked really hard on that book and thanks for liking it enough to read the next one and return it, but perhaps you could check out your public library if you're going to do that.
Yeah, or Amazon needs to come up with some sort of loophole and shut it down so that doesn't happen. And so the authors aren't out of all this money.
Yeah, like it's not like Amazon doesn't know how far into the book you got. They know if it's a used item, whether it be an e-reader item or not. Like, just sad.
Yeah,
feel bad
that
for
is.
them.
And another reason to support your local library.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.